Welcome you into the red zone where we dive in a little deeper on a topic we're interested in. So, guys, we just saw that graphic comparing those two guys. But, Darren, I want to ask you first. Do you think Dez can handle being in a run-heavy offense?
Absolutely. I think
Why?
maybe if you would have said 3 years ago,
Yeah.
I would have said, no, I don't think he could handle it. But I think he's matured enough to understand that this team has one goal, and that's to win the Super Bowl. And you saw him last year, even through the transition of not having Tony Romo out there and bringing Dak in. This team didn't throw the ball deep down the field and exploit the mismatches with Dez. And Dez bought into the system. He bought into winning. The team went 13-3, and that's the ultimate goal. There's a mindset within this team, and you got to give the organization, you got to, from Jason Garrett, the head coach, to Jason Witten and the captains on this football team, they have one goal, and that's to win the Super Bowl. And anything else is just, fodder. They could care less. They want to win this game.
And he did not just buy into the system, he promoted the system. I was so impressed by Dez Bryant. I was in that locker room quite a bit this past season, and time and time again, I was impressed not just by his attitude publicly, but just the way he supported. If you talk to Dak, if you talk to Zeke, I mean, this was a situation where you have two young rookies going through leadership positions, and Dez propped them up. He put them in a position of power and didn't mind at all that they were the ones that were getting the success and the glory. At times, it was fascinating that we were talking about Dez third. You're talking about Dak and Zeke, and Dez Bryant third, and he was completely okay with it. I truly think that his role on that team is more important now than maybe it even was when he was succeeding statistically in 2014.
And to be able to have that role, knowing the fact that the quarterback he liked and had success with Tony Romo was being pushed out in a sense, or at least being beat at the spot.
But I was there middle of last season, and it was right during the height of the whole what will happen when Tony comes back. And Dez was hurt. He hadn't played in a few weeks, and you would think this would not be a good frame of mind in which to find a star wide receiver. He couldn't have been calmer or happier or more mellow. He said the vibe around here is totally different. He said guys are having fun in meetings. He said imagine that, having fun in meetings. Like it was the most amazing thing. He never thought of it before. So yeah, I think this is a player that it's still, we say 28. I don't think there's any doubt he can still be a high-level performer as long as he can stay healthy. But, yeah, the fact that he took the step back as the offense was developing around the young guys last year is a very important aspect of his career and, of course, the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, let's get into it then. Is he a top 5 receiver?
Yes.
You're asking me, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. I still think he has that skill set. Now, I would like to see them move him around a lot more and become more.
I like what you're doing here.
You're counting?
Julio Jones.
Yeah.
And so, okay, that 4, you got them all ahead of him? I would say so, right?
So who are you taking, Dez Bryant or DeAndre Hopkins? I'm taking Dez Bryant.
You know what? Listen, I got them about even right now. And that's my list, basically. Julio Jones, Antonio Brown. That's how they fall. Odell Beckham, A.J. Green. And then Dez and DeAndre Hopkins probably matched about the same. I still think that you can probably flip them up depending on the quarterback.
Is that straight talent or is that also opportunity? I mean, Dez Bryant, after this season, if Dak decides that he's ready to throw the ball downfield, we could be all of a sudden shifting Dez up in that list.
Because you watch those highlights, you can still see what he can do physically and how much bigger and stronger he looks than the guys covering him. And one move, and all of a sudden he is physically dominated. The other guys on that, Julio Jones does that. He plays like that. But, I mean, Odell is speed and quickness and all that expertise. But, yeah, I mean, that's a heck of a list. I think people have slid Dez off of it because of last year. But he can get right back on.
And if he can stay healthy, obviously. Over the last 2 years, 89 players have been targeted at least 125 times. Dez Bryant's 48% pass percentage in that span, dead last.